Okay, so this is a question of so many students. When I teach industrial motor control, many students, engineering students, and master electrician reviewees in the review center would ask me, "Sir, can we use the 9 leads out motor to Y delta starter?" It's a common question of many students. After knowing industrial motor control and the connection of the three-phase motor, of course, if you know already the three-phase connection, you can answer this easily. The student, a student would ask, "Sir, can we use the 9 leads out motor to Y delta starter?" Let us have a little review of our discussion last time of Y delta starter. The Y delta starter, so you have your Y and your delta. Okay. Why you are making it first, the coil in Y connection, by the way? Why you make this as a start? That is the starting condition of the motor. The delta is during the running condition, the run condition of the motor. Okay. If we have a Y connection, we have a Y connection of our motor. Okay, kita ba? Let's say if we have a coil that has a rating of 230 volts. The rating of this coil is 230 volts, meaning you can apply 230 volts to that motor because that is its rating. You're going to start that motor at 230 volts. Now, what is the starting voltage to the coil voltage? Do sa winding niya, ano ang starting voltage natin? The starting voltage is 230 over square root of 3, isn't it? Because our equation, take a look here, our B phase is line voltage over square root of 3. See? So if we have 230 volts, let us divide this by square root of 3. So you'll come up with 132, or shall we say 133 volts approximately. 133 volts. You see? The voltage here is 133 volts. Of course, wanted in here also 133, also here is 133. Wherein the rating of each coil is 230 volts. So, therefore, this coil can handle easily the 133 volts, isn't it? This will not be stressful for the winding of this motor because you start it as Y. And then let's say after 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pop, it becomes delta connection. Delta. The 3 coils now becomes delta. See? Of course, if your source voltage is 230 volts, your phase voltage automatically this will also be 230 volts, isn't it? Because of the principle of line voltage is equal to the phase voltage, right? Now, let's take a look at the power circuit or motor circuit. I just have the power circuit. No need for the control circuit. We discussed that already before. Okay. This contactor will make the 3 winding in Y. We've discussed this before. If you're just a first timer to our free webinar, you may download for free in our YouTube channel. Okay, you may download this, the lecture, our lecture last week. You may download that one to our from our YouTube channel. So we have here a contactor, this will make the three winding in Y connection. This is the delta contactor. Meaning, when you close this contactor, of course, opening this one, this will become closed. These three contactors will make the three winding in delta. I will not discuss that anymore. We discussed that last time. You may review that lecture video for free. You may download that one. Okay. What I mean here is these terminals. How many terminals we are seeing here? We see here 6 leads out motor, isn't it? Let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that a 9 leads out motor? Is that a 9 leads out motor? The answer is no. Can it be used? If you have a 9 leads out, the question is, can we use a 9 leads out motor? Can we use a 9 leads out motor? Let's go back to the whiteboard. Again, I will make this as 9 leads out motor. Okay? Gagawin ko ulit tong 9 leads out motor. We have discussed this before, the 9 leads out motor. The 9 leads out motor, it has a neutral point inside of the motor. When it manufactured, when the motor is being manufactured, it's already built inside of the motor. Wherein, if we have a Y delta starter, the 3 coils, the 3 winding, must be floating. Dapat nakalutang lang siya dyan. This must be floating and waiting. Waiting to become what? To become Y, and then let's say after 5 seconds setting, it will become delta. So, if we are going to use Y, it's impossible. The 9 leads out for Y delta, it's impossible. Why? Because we cannot float this. Hindi mo ito malulutang. But if we have a 12 leads out motor, can it also be used? Yes. We can also use the 12 leads out here. Because that, as long as you have a conductor connected here, okay, before connecting this to Y delta starter. But usually, the one being used is the 6 leads out motor. But never the 9 leads out. Kasi hindi nakalutang eh. Yung 9 leads out kasi meron siyang built-in dun sa loob eh. Nasa loob ng motor, di ba nalang baklasin mo? No? Except that you are going to disconnect this connection inside of the motor. Can you get my point? Please thumbs up if you're getting me. Can you ride on? Nakasakay pa kayo? Thumbs up naman dyan. Oh. Thumbs up naman dyan. Oh, nakasunod ba kayo doon? This is very easy if you understood the 3-phase motor connection principles. There's no built-in. There is a built-in neutral point if you have a 9 leads out. We don't need this for Y delta starter. We cannot do that. For Y delta starter, again, show here. For Y delta starter, you should have this coil. In here, we have 3 coils, floating and waiting. See? Nag-aabang lang siya kung ano gagawin sa kanya. Ang gagawa sa kanya, the one responsible of making it Y or delta is this. So it's impossible for us to connect the 9 leads out to a Y delta starter because of the built-in neutral point. Again here, because of the built-in neutral point inside of the motor of this 9 leads out motor. That is the problem. Okay, so I therefore conclude that you cannot use the 9 weeks out model to the Y delta starter. And that is my answer to that question. Thank you and thanks be to God. Salamat.